Welcome back. So we have a lot to discuss today, some brand new updates and teases from Bioware. We're going to be talking about the Cataclysm Map. A lot of you guys are wondering, well, after this 8-week long event for the Cataclysm, what happens to this brand new map space here? Does it disappear? So we have some brand new insights about that. Then we're going to be talking about the public test server. We're going to be talking about melee weapons, luck mechanic, war chests, and much more, and also going over your reactions about this Cataclysm. So, hey everyone, what's up? Open World Games here. Let's do this. Let's dive into the latest news. Let me know what you make of the Cataclysm. By the way, sound off in the comments down below. But let's do this. So, the first question comes from someone that seems very familiar. So I asked this out to the Bioware team. I said, I don't know if you guys can answer this, but what happened to the Cataclysm map after the 8 weeks? Does it disappear from the game, become a new area to explore? And I did actually get a response from Jesse, community manager on Anthem. He goes on to say the following: you'll have to wait and see, but it would be pretty strange for it to be around temporarily and just go away completely. Now, he did follow up with this after getting some replies. He says this, and I wasn't intending for this to be as cryptic as people are taking it. To put it more plainly, it'd be kind of silly just to toss out content, the team has worked so hard on and not use it in some way after 8 weeks. So that's definitely very interesting. It sounds to me that this Cataclysm map that you see here will be used in some way pretty much permanently going forward. At least that's what I'm assuming here. It's going to be interesting to see what they do after the 8-week long Cataclysm event. So I'm extremely curious about that one. Could it be, tied into the existing free play world? A lot of us are wondering that as well. And in fact, a lot of people are wondering what's going on with this beautiful map they've already created. Will the Cataclysm affect that in some way? And that's actually part of the reactions I'm going to be going over later on in this video, because you guys were also concerned about that. But let's move on and talk about melee weapons. As you guys know, there's going to be the ability in this next update to take your melee weapon, whatever javelin you are using, and basically turn it into a detonator or a primer. And this was the recent question here from Michael, who says this: when you mention new melee weapons, citing the Ranger's shock mace as a primer having a detonator option, for example, does that mean these are variants of our current melee weapons, still shock mace but new function, or visually different weapons altogether? Great question right there. And the response was from Jesse. He says the model will look the same but have new visual effects. Now, I think you guys know my opinion on this. I would love to see new melee weapons entirely. That would be really cool. But hey, it'd be nice to see some sort of new effects thrown in there as well. So curious to see what that looks like. Now, let's talk about the luck mechanic. You guys know that's going to be changing going forward in this brand new Cataclysm update, and that they're going to be making it like a baseline luck for everything. They're going to be removing it per gear. So that's going to be interesting, and it should be upping your chances to get better loot. Now, this was the question concerning luck from William, who says this: when is the luck change coming to live? Can it be pushed out soonish ahead of Cataclysm? Are there changes to loot quality? 8 weeks running full luck and haven't gotten anything that good. Not motivated to play 8 weeks of Cataclysm to see the same result. Help. And the response is this from Jesse, who says this: the plan is for it to go with the update that will contain the Cataclysm. It will also be a part of the public test server once it goes live. So there's the answer on that one. Now, there was some war chest confusion. I thought the war chests, that will be, you can actually purchase them with this new currency from the new vendor that will be in the fort. Well, I thought they were only for vanity items, but apparently that is not true. They're going to be used for basically all items. So, William Davis says this: will the public test server only have the Cataclysm map? If so, are mobs killed on this map able to drop loot in order to gauge the luck change? The stream made it sound like all loot only comes from war chests, or is that in addition to what we would normally see in drops? And the answer is this: you'll still see normal drops as you would in the live game. You can also play other areas of the game, not just the Cataclysm on the public test server. So there's that information right there. Alright, so let's keep going here. So, yeah, the correction with the war chest is as followed. This comes from JWP123, who also did a little breakdown out on Reddit. Special thanks to him for catching this one. He says, you will earn currency by playing the Cataclysm, and that can be spent on war chests that contain gear. War chests will rotate. And then also thank you to you all for correcting me about that, because I thought for sure it would just be vanity items or something like that. But apparently it's going to be for basically any new items that are added to this Cataclysm update. Alright, so let's talk about scoring concerns. So there's some concerns about how scoring will be working in this Cataclysm update, and if people can kind of cheese the system and stuff like that. So this comes from Donovan, who says, this really important question vid, about a minute long, please consider so, isn't a huge problem for the Cataclysm scoring. I'm really wanting your content to do well, thanks. And basically his concern is this scoring from kills and events for upcoming Cataclysm. It goes on to say this, player 1 does 99% of the work on a creature kills through the scoring events. Then player 2 sits there, waits, repeatedly firing shots to steal kills. Which player scores the most? Damage dealing players or the kill shot players? And this was the response from Jesse, who says this, good question, and it's the type of thing we'll be looking at player feedback on. Also, scoring is by group, not individual. Once you get the public test server in your hands, feel free to share your feedback. So, yeah, they're going to be doing again like the pre-event stuff, and then also the public test server to really gauge feedback before they really full-blown launch this 8-week cataclysmic event. So it's going to be interesting to see what you guys pick up on about the scoring. I do think it's cool that the scoring is going to be by group. I think that's going to be really neat, and also that's going to be kind of attached to leaderboards, which is going to really encourage players to stick together. And I think for squads to play this like, you know, repeatedly to try to increase their score. But how important are leaderboards to you all? Do you think there should be some sort of tier award system in with these leaderboards? Let me know, because I'm curious about that as well. Now also, this was posted out on the Reddit community, Anthem Reddit. It says this, Ben, luck was not misunderstood by the community. You misunderstood it. And this was to Ben Irving, of course, who was on the live stream for Anthem. And he did reply to this. And he goes on to say this, I really didn't mean it in that way. I meant that it was complicated, and we made it complicated. You all didn't like it, so we removed it. So to be clear, luck was a bad idea. It was our bad idea, so we removed it. So he clarifies exactly what he meant when he said some things on stream. So there is that for you all. Now, there are some additional public test server questions here, so let's take a look at that. This comes from Chaos Prime, who says, do you need to own Anthem on PC or be an EA Access, subscriber or member to take part in the public test server? Thanks. And the response is as follows. As long as you own Anthem on PC or have a subscription to Origin Access Premier, you'll have access once the public test server goes live. So there you guys go. Now we need an actual date as to when this public test server will go live. And when the day actually, becomes news, I will have it here on Open World Games. So yeah, look out for that in the future. Now, there were some reactions to the Cataclysm that I did want to talk about. The community seems to have mixed reactions about several things, and one of them is that this Cataclysm is going to have a timer. Let me know how you all feel about this for the Cataclysm. Now, this was posted here by Robbie, who says this, guys, we hear you about the loot problem, so in the new Cataclysm limited time event, we're adding a grind for loot boxes that give you random stuff. Now, it goes on to say the following, I actually can't believe this. I cannot believe how out of touch they are with what the community wants, beyond what we want, what the game actually needs. How many people have complained about loot problems? How many times have people said that they're tired of unlocking everything cosmetic through a shop UI? And their solution is to add a limited time event where you grind for points to unlock loot boxes. I have no words. So, yeah, let me know what you guys make of the timed situation with the Cataclysm. Now, when I think of anything that is timed and when it's done really, really well, there's a recent game that I absolutely adore this game. It's a Metro Exodus, and basically you go into these zones with a gas mask on, and there is a timer. You have your filters that you need to replace to keep that, timer going. And their mechanic works so well, and it's not so in your face and I would say gamey, if you know what I mean. It's more subtle. You need this gas mask, and when you enter an area, you have the option to pop it on. But you got to make sure that you have crafted the materials, the filters, to even get into these areas. And that's kind of something that I think would be pretty interesting to see in Anthem, more particularly when it comes to exploring these cataclysms. I was hoping in the free play map where you would possibly go into like pockets and need better armor. Perhaps you would have to actually craft this armor, and it would kind of be on this like timer, and you could possibly replace your armor as you go through these storms. So it could potentially be something that could end up working like Metro Exodus down the road with this timer stuff, because timer stuff can be super intense and done properly. I don't know if you guys have played Metro Exodus or not, but I absolutely love that game. It just makes my palms sweat when I enter these zones that are radiated, and you have to have your gas mask on. You're like looking for, the new weapons and trying to survive and getting out of there. So it makes it a lot more tense. But it is interesting that they have not mentioned anything about the free play map, and that's another concern from a lot of players. And this was actually posted out there by Gaming Guy 1990, who says the Cataclysm is nothing like what was shown originally. And a lot of people are wondering, yeah, we thought for sure that there was going to be like a storm, major storm that happens in the free play map, and we would have to survive that, and it would change the existing world. Instead, we've got a whole new separate like mini world that we are now exploring. And yeah, let me know what you guys make of that. Do you prefer it to be in what they've already built, and that this world evolves and changes and something happens into the existing free play world? Go at it. Leave a comment down below. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. It could always end up in future videos. You never know. I'm always digging around my videos comment section to see what you guys are saying about Anthem and other open world games as well. But yeah, mentioning other open world games, we are nearing E3 2019, so that's going to be super exciting. And there should be some major reveals at E3 2019 for tons of video games, of course. I'll have you guys in the know and updated about all that stuff. But thank you guys again for the love and support on the videos. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all later. Take care.